Welcome to Mr. Giant Reacts a Ting, a Ting, a Ting. I'm Mr. Giant, you know what I mean? And we're back with one that a lot of people have suggested that I man watch and take. So, I'm going to watch a lot of Canadian peeps of mine who uh, watch this channel, tell me to watch this dude and thing. So this one is Terry Fox. Anything's possible. Yes, I. Before we get into this video, let me wrap at you a bit. You know what I mean? As you know, and I mentioned in the video yesterday, took a little break and thing. I didn't get burnt out of doing this. I'm burnt out of the other job. I work retail, man, and people are tripping out there for so, like big time tripping. You know what I mean? And I was exhausted. You know what I mean? And you know what? Check this out. I watch these videos because I want to learn. And I hope by me watching it, people learn something. And hopefully there's a little commentary, something is added to it or something like that. And I started to like trim stuff down and, not be relaxed and take and chilling, you know what I mean? They say, don't talk too much before you start the video. People are going to click out. You know what? I like talking. So if I have a funny story from work that I want to tell before I get into the video, I'm going to tell the story, man. I want to enjoy doing this, and I want you all to enjoy me doing it. Even the little stories I might tell before and all of that, So let's just relax, learn some stuff, enjoy the time and thing, you know what I mean? Hit me up in the comment section, suggest things you want me to watch, because I'm not going to closet myself into one thing. I could watch something like this. I could watch something about culture, like for instance when some people what one country thinks of the next, what it's like the countries in politics, or emphasizing the differences to make it, so that we could understand each other, because it's the differences that makes us not understand each other. You know what I'm saying? So I want to enjoy this. So I'm gonna just do the thing, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna watch strictly videos on religion, strictly videos on history, strictly videos on politics, strictly videos on culture. I'm gonna watch everything, you know what I mean? Because I want to learn everything. There's just a vast amount of information in this world, and I want to learn as much as I can, about everything, and about the people involved in those things that I'm watching. So, let's just relax and enjoy. Okay, let's YouTube and simmer and see what the Terry Fox story is all about.
Afternoon at 2:45 in St. John's Harbor, Terry Fox dipped his foot into the waters of the Atlantic Ocean.
When Terry Fox was 18 years old, doctors discovered cancer in his right leg. It would change his life and change Canada forever.
And one morning I woke up and I couldn't get out of bed. That day they told me I had a malignant tumor and that I had to have my leg amputated in 4 days. And I decided after my year and a half of chemotherapy that I'd try and run across Canada and raise as much money as I could.
When he first started the run across Canada at the age of 21, almost no one noticed. He ran alone, 42 kilometers a day, a full marathon on one leg, every day of the week.
Wow.
He endured every type of weather in Newfoundland. There was rain, sleet, and snow.
Wow.
Because he was running westward, Terry was often running directly into the wind. Terry loved the early morning, so he would often get up at 4 a.m. anyways and start running and get a few miles in, stop for breakfast, and then he would Warsaw.
His best friend, Doug Allward, trailed in a van behind him. He ran from Newfoundland towards his hometown of Vancouver, where he planned to finish the run and pour water he collected from the Atlantic into the Pacific, symbolically uniting our country.
Wow.
The prosthetic that Terry had was actually a walking leg. Back in the 1980s, people didn't run on prosthetic legs. Running on his prosthetic leg was incredibly painful for Terry. His stump would chafe and bleed. He set many goals for himself, and he had to work incredibly hard to achieve them.
When I'm running each day, I take one day at a time. When I'm running, I take 1 mile at a time, and I take 1 corner at a time. Every signpost, I'm looking at it and reaching out for that signpost. Every corner, I'm reaching out, and this is the type of thing I'm thinking of when I'm running.
The night before Terry's operation, I visited Terry. It was just him and me in his hospital room, and all I could think of saying to Terry at the time was, "Terry, why do you have to have cancer? Why not me? Why not somebody else? Why you?" When Terry's answer immediately was, "Why not me, Fred? I've been told all my life I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, I'm not the fastest or the smartest. This is just another challenge I have to overcome."
Oh, wow.
Terry's determination began to pay off. People began to take notice. When running through a town of 10,000 people, he raised $10,000. $1 for every person.
Wow.
He changed his goal of raising $1 million for cancer research to $24 million. $1 for every Canadian.
Wow.
So when Terry was in hospital, one of the nurses thought that it would be better for him to be placed in the children's ward. He was surrounded by kids who were suffering from cancer as well. Those are the faces that he never forgot.
I'm crying now because there's somebody here right now who is going through the same thing that I went through. Exact same thing, and he's only 10 years old. And I had the most inspirational day of my life today.
At the time of Terry's diagnosis, his chance of survival was around 50%. Had Terry been diagnosed a few short years earlier, he would have been faced with a 30 or 35% chance of survival. It was right there that Terry learned the importance of cancer research and raising money to find a cure for cancer.
See, this is what I'm talking about at the beginning of the video. I watch these videos. I mean, this might sound kind of cliche or whatever, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The inspiration you get from that, like I am here with 2 legs, 2 arms. I'm pretty well able to take care of myself. And there's some people out there who are fighting against obstacles that seems insurmountable, and they're doing it day to day, every day. And it's good that they get showcased. And like you said, he did it before you had what's that guy that ran in the Olympics with the prosthetic legs? Before that type of comfort for prosthetics. There's something to be said for someone who is going through a hard time and using that hard time to sort of make others feel better, to inspire others. It also gives you the feeling that one can overcome anything as long as they're alive. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that's what watching this video with me is instilling in people. You know what I mean? Let's keep watching this.
Sometimes I have to run in a lot of pain and I get pretty tired. But I don't feel any pain when I get support like this. You're fabulous. I just like to thank you for that.
The support kept growing. News media across Canada began to cover Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope with daily updates of where he was. From stadiums to city centers in the heart of Canada, thousands went out to meet him, and donations towards cancer research began to pour in.
Terry wasn't running across Canada to become famous or to become rich. He wanted to make a difference in other people's lives.
There was absolutely no question that this was some iconic event that was happening. Talking about cancer publicly was something that really wasn't done very much. He made it okay to talk about cancer. And that was the first most important step to then allow the rest of the population to do what needed to be done to start thinking of raising funds for cancer research.
Researchers across Canada have devoted their lives to learning what cancer is and how to cure it.
We have lots of cells in our body, and what happens with cancer cells is they forget to grow up. They just start dividing and making more and more of themselves and become a huge lump. And that lump essentially is cancer.
Today, thousands of schools across Canada raise money for cancer research by participating in the Terry Fox Run.
When I say Terry, you say Terry! Terry! It is so good to see you here, all wearing your Terry Fox shirts. Schools all across Canada, from as far as St. John's, Newfoundland, all the way to Victoria, BC, raise so much money for cancer research in his honor. I'm a cancer survivor of the same cancer that Terry had, called osteosarcoma. My dad and I were about to go out fishing when he noticed one of my shoulder blades was visibly much larger than the other. That was the night that they told me that I had a form of bone cancer in my right shoulder blade. Terry said that I remember promising myself if I should survive, then I'll prove myself deserving of life. And that was something that I carried into my own journey, that if I should survive, that I will prove myself deserving of life, that I will keep fundraising. More money equals more research. More research equals more hope. There are so many other Canadians who are dealing with their own battles in cancer, and that's why we need to fundraise to help those people.
See, community is important, but we cannot survive without each other. There's a sort of, where I am specifically, there's a sort of individualistic thinking. People emphasize self-love, self-respect, self-this. On my Facebook page, I had put up a post, and I said, and I was just talking pretty much. I said, when you're a good person, you don't get respect from anybody else, male or female. And somebody put, well, you got to respect yourself first and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and you do have to respect yourself. But you have to respect others, because my point is, if we don't respect each other, there's chaos. And in a sort of the way, that's what I was trying to say. But instead of trying to understand where I'm coming from, I got an argument, or a debate, I should say, not an argument. And I spoke to my friend Scott Hall about it, and even before I say it, he said, because the response was, there's always chaos. Yeah, that's because a lot of times people don't respect each other, so they'll cause chaos. So we have to respect each other, you know what I mean? And the fact that he did this run and brought awareness to cancer, and all the support he got, shows the respect that people have for each other, people who are suffering and struggling with the cancer. And here's another thing I don't understand, and I know a lot of people disagree with me with this. We spend billions and billions to blast off into space. And I know there's a lot of people spending a lot of money on cancer research. But a lot more should go to that instead of other things. Because, I mean, let's face it, going into outer space has nothing to do with ordinary, everyday people. Somebody is trying to find a way to harvest whatever materials or anything that they could get from the moon, so they could get, or from any other planet that they would land on, so that they could get rich. And I speak to people about it, and especially when the Space Force was formed and all of that, and they said, well, yeah, if something happened here, we could go off into space. You ain't going nowhere. If you're not a billionaire or a millionaire, you're not going to space. You're going to stay here and perish. So we need to take care of what's going on here before we even start worrying about running from it. Let's take care of what we have here, the environment, each other. Inspirational videos like this here should spawn us into wanting to take care of each other. Whether we're healthy or we're sick or anything, just take care of each other, man. Respect each other. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to this here.
There were a couple of nights where I'd woken up feeling pain in my hip. My mom took me to the family doctor after school one day. They transferred us to Sick Kids where they found out that I had leukemia.
One of the most common child cancers is called leukemia, which is a cancer of the white blood cells, the cells that fight infections. Around the time that I was born, only 2% of children with leukemia survived.
Wow.
And now, over 90% did.
Oh, yeah.
I started to feel better actually pretty soon. It was only like a year later that I started going back to hockey and running around, and not my regular self, but much better than I had been.
Terry had a dream of running from one end of Canada to the other. He took a long and winding route through the country and had run over 5,000 kilometers. He was just east of Thunder Bay, Ontario, when things started to change.
Terry knew earlier on that something was wrong. It was very rare for him to want to go and see a doctor. So when they stopped in Thunder Bay, everybody knew that something very serious was happening.
I had noticed a little bit of hardness in breathing. Near the end of the day, 18 miles, I was coughing and choking and had pain in my neck and my chest. And I did 3 more miles and I decided I had to go see the doctor. And it was discovered then that originally I had primary cancer in my knee 3.5 years ago. And that the cancer had spread, and now I've got cancer in my lungs. And we gotta go home and try and do some more treatment. But all I can say is if there's any way I can get out there again and finish it, I will.
Terry had to stop the run and fly home to Vancouver to undergo more cancer treatment. At 22 years old, Terry became the youngest person ever to be awarded the Order of Canada, an award that recognizes outstanding achievement and dedication to the service of our country.
Terry Fox's courage in embarking on the Marathon of Hope has won him the admiration and affection of Canadians from coast to coast.
9 months later, he would pass away in the hospital.
I've said to people before that I'm going to do my very best to make it. I'm not going to give up, and that's true. But I might not make it. And if I don't make it, the Marathon of Hope better continue.
Terry reached his goal of raising $24 million. In honor of his legacy, the Terry Fox Foundation was born, with a mission to fundraise for cancer research to ultimately find a cure.
What started...
Okay. Wow. I'll be honest with you, I haven't heard of this before. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know that he died before he finished it.
As one person back in 1980, just Terry on his Marathon of Hope, has grown to over 8,500 schools and millions of students across the country participating in the Terry Fox Run.
The foundation has raised over $750 million for cancer research in Terry's name.
What is the future looking like? Very bright, I would say. I know researchers are getting closer and closer every day to hopefully one day find that ultimate cure.
80% of the children that I treat are cured of cancer. 80%.
Wow.
And until this 80% becomes 100%,
Yeah.
we will have not achieved what we need to. And that is what cancer research will help us accomplish.
Every September, schools get creative with fundraising and go full swing into promoting their Terry Fox Run.
All the fundraising and the money that goes into it is like going towards cancer cancer research, and it's something worth running for.
I'm thankful for the donors and the schools across Canada that really helped in my journey with cancer and allowed me to be here today.
Every September, schools from Newfoundland to BC and up to Nunavut launch their Terry Fox Run with fundraising goals, following his example of courage, determination, and compassion.
Let's all be like Terry. On the count of 3, repeat after me. I want to fight cancer.
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 1, 2, 3.
Okay. We got to start taking care of each other. Not just with cancer. This should like inspire people for every aspect of life. This was a really good video here, and made me question myself and want to say, what am I doing? I need to do more. I need to do something. Something worthwhile, you know what I mean? Something good. One small thing is, I hope by me watching this video and talking, giving my experiences and my opinions, and helps. Maybe not something as drastic as curing cancer or something, but you know, brings a smile to people. Me watching this video makes somebody know, well, you know, I could do this, or I could do that. And if we all think of it like that, then maybe we could start being humans. Because, you know, we get bombarded by so much that a lot of the times we sort of don't react humanely to things. But I think that's got me thinking about what I could do, or what more I could do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, and this video sort of inspired you to think of things you can do. It doesn't have to be a big, grandiose type thing, you know, just little things, you know, make somebody smile. Go out and love a stranger. Everybody needs love. We never know what anybody's going through, you know. Be cognizant of people's feelings. Live and let live. Live and learn. I'm pumping out the cliches here, but you know, it's the most simplistic way I could convey what I'm wanting to say or what I'm feeling right now. You all take care of each other, alright? Cool runnings.